Delegating isn't just about handing off tasks, it's about setting others up for success. Today, we're breaking down a simple, effective framework to help you delegate with confidence. Welcome to Small Business Big Visibility, the podcast empowering you, adventurous small business owners, to attract your ideal customers and boost your revenue. I'm your host, Jason McKenzie. Each week, we'll explore easy to implement tools and strategies to take your business to new heights and build the lifestyle you want. If you're ready for more profits and less stress, let's get started. In our last episode, we explored the pitfalls of delegation. I shared one of my biggest disasters and broke down why it happened. The biggest lesson, delegating isn't just about handing off work, it's about setting up others for success. Without clarity, support, and trust, even the best of intentions will backfire. Today, we're flipping the script and focusing on how to delegate effectively. If delegation has ever felt frustrating or overwhelming to you, this episode is for you. I'll share a straightforward framework you can use to delegate tasks with confidence, reduce your workload, and empower your team. So let's dive in. Let me start with a quick question. Have you ever handed off a task only to feel like you spent more time fixing or explaining it than it would have taken to just do the work yourself? If so, you're not alone. I used to feel the same way. In fact, after my delegating disaster with the hacked website, I kind of became weary of handing off tasks to people. I'd think, why bother delegating if it's just going to create more work for me in the long run? But the truth is, my issue wasn't delegation itself. It was the way I was delegating. That realization came staring me in the face when I started asking myself, what does effective delegation actually look like? And more importantly, how can I set others up for success? Over time, I developed a step-by-step approach that transformed the way I delegate. I'll now break it down for you. Step one is assigning the right person to the right task. Delegation starts with knowing your team. Who has the skills, experience, or potential to handle that task? And beyond skills, do they align with your company's core values? For example, if you're assigning a task that involves customer interaction, you'll want someone who's not just competent, but also empathetic and aligned with how you want your customers treated. It's about matching the person's strengths to the task, not just picking whoever's available. All right, now step two is defining the task clearly. This is where many of us go wrong. When I handed that coding project off to my new hire, I assumed my brief checklist was enough. What I've learned is clarity is critical. When you delegate, you'll need to explain the requirements. What exactly needs to be done? What are the non-negotiables? The expectations. What does success look like? What standards should they aim for? Any limitations or unique circumstances? Are there specific tools, processes, or constraints they need to know about? The clearer you are, the less room there is for miscommunication. Step three, communicate the deadline. Deadlines are essential, but they can't just be arbitrary dates thrown out without context. Make sure the person understands not only when the task needs to be completed, but also why the timeline matters. For example, if the task they're working on is part of a larger project, explain how their piece fits into that bigger picture. That context helps them prioritize as well as take ownership for the work. Step four is to establish checkpoints and feedback systems. This doesn't mean you should micromanage, but checking in during the project can help you avoid surprises. Set up regular checkpoints where you can review progress and address any issues. And here's an important part. Let them know it's okay to come to you if they hit that roadblock. Creating a feedback system means they won't feel abandoned or worse, afraid to ask for help. Step five, ensure follow-up and completion. Finally, effective delegation doesn't end when you assign the task. Make it clear they need to notify you of any issues or when the task is complete. This not only keeps you in the loop, but also builds accountability. Here's an example. When I started delegating smaller tasks to my team, I'd always finish with, "When you've completed this, send me a quick update so I can review it." That small step ensured I was never left wondering about the status of a project. Here's why these steps matter. Delegation is not about working less. It's about focusing on the right work. When you delegate effectively, you're not just freeing up your time, you're empowering your whole team to grow and take ownership of their roles. You can think of delegation like planting a garden. You can't just throw seeds in the dirt and hope for the best. You have to prepare the soil, water the plants, and give them sunlight. The same goes for your team. If you want them to thrive, you need to provide the right environment. And yes, it takes effort up front. You have to take the time to explain tasks, set expectations, build trust. But that effort will pay off in the long run. With each successful delegation, you're building a stronger, more resilient team and a business that doesn't solely rely on your shoulders. The key is to start small. Pick one task that does not require your unique expertise and follow the steps I outlined. Assign the right person, define the task clearly, communicate the deadline, establish checkpoints, and follow up. As you get more comfortable, you can start delegating larger, more complex tasks. Delegation's a skill, and like any skill, it does get easier with practice. The more you delegate, the more confident you'll become, and the more your team will rise to the occasion. Effective delegating isn't about doing less. It's about focusing on what only you can do and empowering others to take ownership of the rest. If today's episode resonated with you, please take a moment to subscribe and share it with another business owner. This week, I challenge you, pick one task from your to-do list and delegate it using the framework we just discussed. Then, let me know how it went by tagging me on social media or sending me an email. Next time, we're talking about the hidden benefits of delegating, how it not only frees up your time, but also transforms your team and business culture. Don't miss it. Until next time, keep delegating, keep learning, and watch your business thrive.